First, I want to welcome everyone to the second season of Friends and Players. A big special welcome to Turner, our new player character.
Hey, everybody.
We'll get to where who's playing what in a minute, but I have a little introduction I want to read for you guys. Ulman Toneric was the greatest guild master there ever was. Compassionate, smart, wicked with a blade. He was considered one of the best leaders the world has ever seen. That was until the invasion happened. He lost it all. His family, his guild, his fortune. Even worst of all, his prized rapier, Timberfang. He's been kind of a mess since then. Drunk, disorganized, mean. He's not been himself, but he's your leader, and he still believes in you, and you still believe in him. The Toneric 10 was disbanded by the Folds government almost 2 years ago, and you're all that's left. Well, you weren't part of the 10. You're actually recruited by Ulman's second hand, Lursig. In fact, you've never actually seen Ulman conscious. He's always been passed out drunk whenever he's at a meeting. And technically, you can't call yourselves the Toneric 10 anymore after Ulman lost the licensing rights to the name in a bad hand of cards. And technically, you can't call yourself a guild right now because the Fold has some rules about what can be considered a quote-unquote proper guild. But you are a group that is led by a person that used to be great, but I wouldn't listen to him considering the reason why Lursig's missing his right eye, leg, left hand, and his right ear was from bad calls Ulman made during one of his more recent episodes. Well, let's clarify. They're all separate different situations where he lost body parts, not all at the same time. But other than that, being in a guild is neat. I mean, group. Can't say guild. You're in a group. You're currently in the Rosebud Inn in the grand city of Neptune. It's owned by the venerable Rose Buddington. She's a sweet lady, terrible businesswoman. She loves Ulman like a son. She's like 100 years old, and apparently that's old for a human. The place has seen better days. No one stays here other than you guys. The Rosebud Inn is apparently was a crazy good business at one point, and Rose is living off the savings from the good old days. Her late husband was the brains, and she was the something else. It's in ill repair, but it's especially clean, considering all the cats, dust, and dirt. Rose is also a terrible cook. She can make a mean drink, though. Like, you won't remember the following week mean. You're in the common room, ready for the weekly meeting that hasn't happened in the last 3 months. Ulman's there, in spirit, as in he's crazy drunk and passed out at the table. Lursig's here. He sits at the chair, as always, trying to keep things together. He's using the time that Ulman is passed out to actually talk business. Welcome, group members. I'm Lursig, as you know, but we have a new member here starting today. Welcome, Vanek Icehoof, our new head of public relations. Please, everyone, introduce yourselves. He looks around the room and points to everyone, like, introduce yourselves. This is a meeting. We're saying hello to our new guest here. Can anyone hear me?
I guess I'll go. It's Vanek Icehoof, correct?
That is correct. Sorry, there's some rabble-rousing in the background that I'm currently dealing with. Yes, Vanek Icehoof. That is me.
Vanek. My name is Titan. I serve as the guild's treasurer.
Fantastic to meet you.
He points out to the Artificer. Your turn.
Hello, I'm Devlin Brybar. I am research and development.
Okay. And finally, Keogorg? Is that the Fearbolg's name?
Tigolor.
Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you're about.
My name is Kigalor. I am about protecting the animals.
Ah, yes, the animals. We have plenty of them. We have 3 horses. And you protect them with your life.
Indeed.
Here's the Rosebud Inn. I made a little map. Tony, I have not added your little grove to it yet. I was in the middle of doing that, but got sidetracked. So this is the Rosebud Inn. We don't really need character tokens or anything like that right now, but it's just for visual aid. It's a small inn. You guys are in what's called Tide Shallow, a part of Neptune that is the seediest part. But we'll go over more of that in future guild meetings. Lursik goes, we're here today because we need to go over some things. We have some details that we need to go over while our guild leader is occupied. We're here to discuss how we become a guild and get our guild license. There's a few things that we need, and as a group, we can brainstorm and figure out how we get these things going. First, we need an approved base of operations. I've talked to Rose here, and she's agreed that we can use the Rosebud as long as we pay for the repairs and fix up the grounds before the approval situation. We need a sponsor for one of the White Eyes nobility. This is kind of out of my league. I don't like dealing with the people of the fold. We need some funds, 500 gold pieces. We currently have 1,050, but that also, use those for repairs and different plans we have. We also need to write a guild charter, and it need to get approved by the Guild of Guilds before we can take any jobs. We also need to hire and appoint guild stewards for the remaining positions of the guild. I think today, though, we should work on our guild charter. That's the first step we needed to be able to take even associate jobs under a larger guild. Does anyone have any questions?
I'm really sorry, guys. I have a Zoom call with the contractor in like 10 minutes. I have to go. I honestly thought we weren't playing.
Nope, no problem.
I apologize.
No worries.
Have we settled on what the intent of the guild is at this point, Lursig? There's been a lot of drifting around over the last couple of months, and frankly, I can make anything work, but you guys need to pick a direction that we want us to go.
I understand that we are in between professions. Yes, we do need to talk about our business plan. It's part of the guild charter. But we can get into that when we get into the guild charter itself.
For the guild charter, how many signatures do we need?
Just the starters of the guild itself, us. That's all that we really need. What we need is the rules and regulations of our guild, and they have to be approved. Situations where we need to discuss how to deal with member death, how to deal with the treasure that we win, how do we deal with disagreements amongst the guild members, how to deal with theft amongst the guild members, how to deal with bad attitudes, how to deal with treasure in regards to character death. We have to figure out who the leader of the guild is, who is the second in command, how to deal with workplace romance. What do we do when a player doesn't show up? I mean, a guild member doesn't show up to mission. Is there a division of labor?
Heard.
Stuff like that we need to go over.
I think, if I may speak wildly out of turn, that the best thing that we can do right now is to just go in turn and pick one thing that we think is important to us as we build this guild. We just any thoughts, any ideas, just get them down. Then we'll organize them later.
All right. So
what are the things that we need to? You forget. I've never been a part of an adventuring guild. We'll need to.
Are we even an adventuring guild? That's the question.
That's what I was getting at. I think a lot of those other questions, we can check a lot of those off of the list. The painful and or inconvenient death is the answer to a lot of those questions regarding inter-guild conflict, stealing from the guild, stealing from other guild members, and I will handle the disbursement and collection of any treasure for dead members. Problem solved. Next problem. But until we know what kind of guild we're actually doing, a lot of that just kind of feels, I don't know, square peg, round hole, round peg, square hole, square peg, square hole.
So what kind of guild do you want to be? We've always been an adventuring guild, me and Oldman, but we could maybe try something different, considering I lost a lot of my appendages already.
We've noticed. So I would say we're positioned, at least from a current personnel situation, to either check off adventuring, trading, or just flat out mercenary. Any thoughts for anybody on a preference of one of the three?
Well, I believe if raising funds is our goal, then trading seems to make sense to me.
Well, but trade can be part of adventures. I say we become an adventurers guild.
Kugeldorf? Kegel? Kugel?
I think he left the meeting to go talk to some contractors.
He told me earlier that he's cool with whatever. So I'm just gonna check him down into my column. Let's Vanek, what I'm sorry, Vanek, what is it exactly that you do?
Well, I used to be a sea captain for a while, about 20, 25 years. And then in sad twist of fate, I got duped, lost my ship, mutiny. And so here I am. I kind of do some mercenary work here and there, but I'm looking for something a little more solid, a little more regular. 40 hours a week, 401k.
You are looking to be regular, darling? I have a drink that will help you. And Rose puts a glass, like it looks clear liquid, but like the aroma is like going through your snout, and it smells like it could probably peel like skin off of human beings.
I'm going to push it away and simply say, no, thank you.
You're a very handsome boy. And she taps the side of your face very gently. If I was younger, I'd take a ride on the bull. And she saunters away.
I am aware of the effect that I have on women.
By that, I mean any of you. And she pops her head back in.
Oh, dear.
We can discuss discounts on our rent later, Rose. Titan, have we told you about the initiation procedure for joining the guild? We'll get into that later once I've established what our net gain will be. Anyway, yep. So is Pirate Guild out? I mean, I'm hearing a lot of synergy there. Are you guys not cool with pirates? Pirates, I think.
What I do
get seasick.
I do recruitment.
I guess we would need a boat.
The thing that I'm good at is bringing people together, finding the best men for the job.
And I can develop weapons or, any other sort of items that are magically infused. I can do that.
Are we, how marketable is that stuff? Because it actually sounds like we could start hawking together, putting together some of your Artificer stuff and then running. What is the current trade situation? Would it be more of a trading guild, or would we have to be smugglers? Again, perfectly cool either direction. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just trying to establish what our baseline, would we need a permit? We've got a couple of horses. I can have us a cart by sundown.
I think the way I see it playing out is I think we should. Is this this tavern that we're in?
Mm-hmm.
Do we own a tavern of our own?
No, the Rosebud is the only place you guys have. It's basically like think of it. It was like a high scale kind of ruckus place, and then it's just fallen apart. And you guys don't own it. Rose owns it, but she is Rose or Ullman, your quote unquote leader, basically is like her son, and she lets you guys have free reign of the place.
So we could kind of run a business out of here.
Oh, definitely.
Our base should be legitimacy. We shouldn't do anything under the books. We should all be following the rules. That's how we get guildship.
Message received.
He's a big old square.
Someone's the narc.
as Davlin pushes up his glasses.
Lursic butts in. If you wanted to be pirates, I think we could procure a boat. I mean, it wouldn't be very fast or sturdy. It might have some holes in it, but
No boats needed. We'll stay on dry land. Thank you.
If Delvin gets seasick, I don't want to pick up. I'm sorry, gnome. What is the? I'm not. What is your race, Delvin?
Rock gnome. Yes.
Rock gnome. Okay. Have you ever smelled gnome puke? I'm not going that direction.
It's very sulfurous.
The bits are the worst.
I believe that we should recruit adventurers, gear them up, and send them on adventures. We pay them, they return us with items, perhaps mercenary work, perhaps they do the adventuring, perhaps they do, contract defensing. I don't know.
All right, so it sounds like adventuring guild is the direction we're going. So, second,
Omen perks up because we're not building fences. You hear me? I will not build fences.
Did Rose leave that drink? I'm just going to take the drink that Rose left and just go and put it in front of him, so he drinks and passes back out, so we can continue the conversation.
Yeah, Omen picks it up, and his hand's shaking so hard, and then you see him widen his eyes and focus, and then his hand stops shaking. I have incredible focus, and he drinks it and just pours most of it over his short goatee he has. That's very unkempt, and then he just lays his head back down and falls asleep quietly.
I think first and foremost we run a tavern.
Rose goes, I can mix the drinks for you. Here's another one, bull boy.
We will, yes, Rose, we will we'll keep you in the back and we will hire on some new barmaids. But you will do all of the drinks. I believe in you.
Thank you, sweetheart. When she pets your back gently.
I'm going to step away and I'm going to say, that is not necessary. Thank you very much. Bad touch.
You're just the most beautiful creature I've ever seen.
Social distancing, Rose.
Inappropriate, Rose. Inappropriate.
In my robe? I'll go get my robe on. It's no big deal. That's what you boys want.
Is there any stock of anything in this tavern?
Yeah, it's not well stocked, but there is liquors and food and stuff. If a customer did walk in, they would be able to you'd be able to give some service, probably not the best service, but you'd be able to,
So the vibe I'm kind of getting is we've all watched Deadpool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Embarrassingly, no.
No, it's not embarrassing. It's not very good.
Oh wait, Deadpool or Deadwood?
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, Deadpool I've watched. Deadwood I have not.
So you know the bar that they go to where there's like some gang members, some bounty hunting contracts, etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
I think that's kind of the vibe we're getting.
Think more of Patty's Pub from It's Always Sunny. Like it's always empty, and you don't know how they're running a business. That kind of feeling, like it's quiet, like dirty, like there's a Charlie probably somewhere doing all the Charlie work.
Do we want to try and make this place profitable, or just go on adventures?
If we make it profitable, then it would help in our adventures.
That is true.
I gotta listen to the Rock Gnome on this one.
Yes, with my 20 intelligence.
All right, well, you're in charge of everything. Good luck, and I shake my hands off, or dust my hands of everything, and I'm out of here. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm not out of here. Too early to split the group.
It's never too early to split the party.
Yeah, according to Zach.
So I think
Orlando's gonna go fishing.
I really thought someone would want to tag along. They didn't.
No, I'm cool with that. We can double dip on members at that point. We can get them for the supplies. We can get them for the drinks. We can get them for the board. We can get them for their membership fees. We can get a cut of whatever we're taking a cut of whatever they bring back, right?
Right.
I'm saying 20%? 20% sounds good.
I think we sell them the weapons as well.
Yeah, no, we are completely on the same page.
Great.
Oh, this is great. So you guys you're an adventuring guild, but you're basically the upper management.
So
we have 1,500 gold.
Kind of think
1,050.
It's like fantasy Uber. You come to us, we give you the tools to do the job, and then take all the profit, and you get to keep the expenses and the operating capital.
Wow,
you guys went full capitalism right off the bat, man.
Well, I think we'd also go on adventures.
Yeah, no, we got to get.
I think as people join us, like I see that we have 4 single beds, 4 double beds, and only 1 bathroom. Are you serious for this whole place? I think as people join, there are certain perks, you know?
Sure.
There might be protection. Maybe if you want to put up a personal quest, you know, it's better to have people on your side than not on your side. We're sort of like an adventuring guild union.
Okay.
A unionized adventuring guild.
Is there a basement to this place, or is it just the one story?
You don't know. You've been in the building a bunch. You've been in every single room, but there's like always like moments where you find new things about it. Like you didn't know the bathroom was there until you saw Ullman walk out of it, and it was actually like a nice bathroom in there. So
yeah, I know. I'd been pissing out of a window for a month. It's embarrassing.
Are those stables in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
And is that like a full forge, or just like for being able to shod horses?
You could probably put out actual metal work out of it. Like you have the heat and you have the anvil, so you could probably put out a sword or 2 if needed. I'm not going to say you're able to put like 10 suits of armor out in like a day, but you're able to. Yeah, it's definitely meant for the artificer. We're actually adding more land to this map in the next update of the map because Tony wants a little druid grove where he can sleep because he doesn't want to sleep inside. So
nice, I like that.
Yeah, he wants to stay with the outside with the animals. So
could we? This is good. Never mind.
What? No, go ahead.
This is gonna be such a cheesy, tacky idea, but can we send you a few things to like put in our room and stuff, and sort of decorate the place?
Sure. I will add a second floor to this place in a heartbeat for you guys' personal space.
I want to put up a few New Kids on the Block posters and just some stuff and.
Yeah. Definitely.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, sounds flipping awesome. Yeah. There is a basement and there is now a second floor. I will print out more information about we'll say the stairs to upstairs. It's probably gonna be somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna I'll put a trapdoor in the kitchen for the basement.
Very cool.
All right, so I feel like we've got some agenda items knocked out. What else do we have left on the agenda?
Let's go through what we're gonna do with like how are you gonna divvy up treasure. There's a couple ways that I've done adventuring parties. Are you gonna do a shared pot and divvy it out when you guys need to buy stuff, or are you just gonna like split it up? Oh, we got 10 gold, split 4 ways. Everyone gets 2.5 gold.
Shared pot?
Yeah, I think 50. Well, I think 50% of everything we get, or what if 50% of everything we get goes into a shared pot, then the other 50% goes to the other person personally.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. Is that we have a guild pool basically of 50%, and then the remaining 50% is divided equally amongst the mission participants.
And you're cool with 50% goes in the guild pool?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Treasurer is in charge of the guild pool, right?
Correct. I am totally okay with that.
Okay, how are we going to deal with disagreements in the group? Say, what's it? Titan? It doesn't want to do a certain quest, but Davlin does. Well, how do you deal with the disagreement?
Well, depending on how many, sorry, am I supposed to be in character voice for this?
You can.
Depending on how many members we have, we could form parties around the individual that wants to go, and the others can stay behind.
Okay. But say it's a disagreement, not like about a thing. It's about how you're spending your money.
My money's my business, bitch.
I'm saying the guild's money. Is the treasurer just have like full power over the budget and goes, "Yep, we're not getting the upgrades to the forge. We're going to get upgrades to my personal quarters." That kind of thing.
I don't think the treasurer would do that.
Yeah. No, not at all.
You might have guild members that you recruit that will be like that.
What I would say is it would be majority rule, except if you are an officer with a particular purview, your vote counts twice. So as the treasurer, any votes pertaining money, my vote counts twice. As R&D, any votes covering magical items, the artificer's votes counts twice. Enrollment, admissions, who we let in, the sea cows vote counts twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that.
That's a great idea.
Anything having to do with horses?
Be a stable master. He also think of him as like the transportation officer. That's the way I was thinking of the stable master. He also deals with like the carriages. If you guys end up getting like a boat, maybe he'll help take care of that. Or
he's
logistics.
Yeah, he's logistics. We get it.
Yeah, but his purview is mostly taking care of the animals too. Because you might also end up getting like guard dogs or something because your business is booming, and then break-ins and whatever. How do you deal with theft amongst the guild members?
First offense, broken thumb. Second offense, kidney stab. Too harsh?
Perhaps the kidney stab is a little far. I'm not against broken thumbs.
I like the first one being broken thumb. What if on like a second or third offense, we put a bounty on them that's open to the members, or we give them like a 3-day head start?
Well, wouldn't a second offense be something a little more drastic, and then third offense would be removal of the guild within the bounty? Because it's a 3 strikes you're out sort of rule, right?
Why not? Why not 2 strikes?
I'm perfectly happy with the 2-strike rule.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm all for fairness, but whatever.
Omen perks up. Yeah, it's just like stickball out on the road. 2 strikes, you're out. 3rd strike, you're and he falls back to sleep.
I like the bounty idea. That's solid team building.
Okay. How do we deal who's the leader of the guild currently?
Currently it's Ullman, right? Drunky McDrunker pass out.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. If you guys want him to be the leader, his body's there. I don't know if he's there.
No, I think it's valuable to have a fall guy / figurehead.
You want your scapegoat?
Yeah, I'm not keen on this Lursig chap. I'll tell you that much. No offense, Lursig.
I'm taken. I don't like myself most days.
But Ullman stays. He seems easy to talk to / manipulate.
Lursig, I don't like you because you seem competent. This other guy, not so much. Who's the second in command?
I can do
the crowd goes mild.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll make the decisions.
You have captained a ship before. I'm willing to give him a shot.
Please know this is a duty, not me champing at the bit.
All right. What happens if somebody doesn't show up? What are we doing?
If they don't show?
Yeah, I think since we've got the funds split up in a 50-50, they're cut out of the take. You know, there's a financial incentive to participate at this point.
Cool.
What? How many times do they have to no-show before we cut them out? Like, completely? Once? Twice?
3 times the lady.
Yeah, the 3rd time, the Minotaur makes him or her hit their lady, and then if they haven't learned by then, the 4th time they're out.
All right. How are we dealing with death?
Like on a personal level, I struggle against its existence.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced I'm going to die. I haven't yet. But I'm talking about character death. Like, what if one of your characters dies? How are we going to replace them? Are they going to get replaced? Are you going to play another member of the guild? Are you, like, mechanically, like, are you going to be the same, like, class and same job? Or are you going to be a different job? Like, how are we going to do that? Does somebody in the guild get promoted to your position?
Is this in character or out of character?
In character. I'm not doing Lursig's voice all the time. Like, what, if somebody dies, like, what is the position of the guild?
I think step 1, if the person was particularly good at their job, then we look at a resurrection, or if funds are tied, a reincarnation, and then deal with it from there. If they sucked at their job, then we replace them next man up.
Okay.
Well,
reincarnation would be hilarious.
I plan on killing some people.
Reincarnation it is.
How do you deal with the funds when somebody dies? Like the character's gear or their bank and stuff like that?
I would
back into the guild.
Yeah, I would say all liquid assets into the guild, and then anything
any sort of what's the word? Personal items.
Okay.
Bury it with a marker.
Yeah.
Do
And
we
then
have a beneficiary system?
Yeah, if somebody dies and they've got a magic sword, do we have any fighters in the guild currently?
You guys are the only people in the guild currently.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying. But if there's if somebody kicks it and they've got some gauntlets of ogre power, those are going to whoever it,
those go back into the guild. This the magic items that are imbued will be taken back into the guild to be redistributed, but personal effects such as combs or bed rolls or tiny figures, just wrap them up, bury it, put a marker.
Bury in the field out back, that works.
Unless there are some family, but I doubt that anyone that we get in this guild will have family, so,
I can get the zoning paperwork amended to allow us to have a small cemetery out back, so we can get that done.
Splendid.
That's going to be great. All right. How do we deal with workplace romances?
None. Don't shit where you eat. It's a simple rule.
Keep it over the pants.
All right. I'll put that as I'm literally putting don't shit where you eat.
Also, why would you say don't? How do you feel about romance in the workplace? Are you equating? Never mind.
I'm not. This isn't just about player characters. There's going to be NPCs in your guild. What if they
fraternize?
Yeah.
Good. They can make more adventurers.
How do we deal with bad attitudes?
Is kidney stab on the table for this one?
This is up to you guys.
Sure, kidney stab. Why not?
No, I would say stern talking to, strike one. Then financial, like we take a fatter cut of their take until they get their shit together, and then step 3 is kidneys. Here I'll go with the 3-strike rule. Kidney stab, strike 3.
Beautiful.
I think workplace romance should also be step 3, kidney stab.
Kidney stab.
I think first offense, 50% of their stuff is taken. Second offense, 100% of the stuff is taken. And then if they do it a third time, they're just out. But if they do well, they just sort of work backwards.
We take all their money?
No, just from the adventure.
Yeah, they get a smaller cut. Yeah, that's the direction I was headed to.
So maybe not like 100, maybe it's 50 and then like 90, so they still have living, because you don't want to like. Is room and board included with membership?
I think so.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I think that we will pull in a better crowd if we incentivize joining us.
Okay. Is there any rules you want in place for your guild? Like, is there anything you're adamant about? Like, say, the Artificer wants to be in charge of all magic items or something like that, or you want to make sure that like no orcs allowed if you're racist, Joel.
Yes.
Just kidding.
I had a run-in today on Twitter. It scared the crap out of me.
With an orc?
Orcs of New York,
Mm-hmm.
But like, are there any rules that you guys think need to be in place for running this guild?
I don't think so.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. No, yeah. That's all I had.
No, I think we're good. For now.
All right. Another thing: are you going to be running the Rosebud as a business, or are you going to just use it as a base of operations?
I like the idea of running it as a business / front. And I also like the ability of making everybody say Rosebud instead of Rosebud when we're talking about it.
There needs to be a snow globe that breaks afterwards every time you say it that way.
Ching. Like where the guild would be rolling in it, but we keep buying all these goddamn snow globes.
You actually go into Rose's room. It's just full of them.
Oh, maybe what I could do is what is it? Hold on. Artificer infusion. I can take an item and I can record like a little message.
Are you gonna be fucking Candygram?
And then it just like plays the message over and over. So it could just be Rosebud in the snow globe.
I don't get the reference.
Citizen Kane.
Nope.
You've never seen Citizen Kane? You,
No.
the movie guy?
No, I've never seen Citizen Kane. I don't like old movies. I'm gonna be honest. Anything made before like the 80s.
Then what are you doing?
Watching the current golden age of cinema. You know.
No, that
Alex Garland.
Citizen Kane is so good. So good.
Anywho. Yeah. So we got Rose and the Rosebud, and you got Ullman and Lursig. Lursig goes, "Oh, I think we have enough paperwork to fill out the charter and submit it to the Guild of Guilds. Does anyone else have any pressing matters for the guild?"
I don't believe so, no.
What exactly does Lursig do?
I'm a facilitator. I used to be the second in command, but after tonight, it looks like I'm gonna have to take one of the other jobs. If you'll have me. And he kind of looks watery-eyed to you.
You're barking at the wrong door here, champ. Are we keeping this guy?
What's his story again?
I've been Oldman's second in command for close to 30 years now. I've followed him to battle many of times into adventures, caverns, treacherous places of adventure. I'm gonna be honest.
How much are you paid?
Oh, I don't take any money.
Oh, just keep
You can't be that. Okay. The math checks out, Lursig. You get the pass.
I've always thought there was a budding romance between me and Ullman, too. A boy can dream, huh?
To each their own, Lursig. To each their own. Just not on guild business, property, time, or in my sight.
Especially in our sites. We definitely don't want to see any of that.
Unless we're charging admission. I mean, we do have to get a business up and running here at this point.
We're going to have to fix this place up.
All right. So with that said, next session, what are you guys doing?
Next session. Okay, so we need to go over the main objectives again.
Lursig says it's going to take at least 2 weeks for the license to go through, so you can become an associative guild. So basically, you're able to work under another guild and get contracts from them and to do them.
Can I go and forge that paperwork so that we can start approaching another guild?
You sure can try.
Yeah, but what are the other things? Well, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah.
We'll wait until next week to do that because you might have to. We'll do like a little mission about you seeing the paperwork in person.
My point is, I'd like to start using my skills to cut some corners on the bureaucracy of getting this together.
Sure.
In the meantime, I think we need to start making a name for ourselves, and then that should make recruitment a little bit easier. Just to kind of go make a splash. Anybody else?
So you basically want to do our first job?
Yeah, I want to go. Let's go pick the biggest guy in the yard, pick a fight with him, kick his ass, and then.
Sure. Joel had a good question. What is your current objectives? Joel, are you taking notes by chance?
No, not. I mean, if you want to give me the rundown of the main objectives, I'll write those down.
Sounds great.
Since it was kind of just bureaucracy stuff, I didn't
take
open
notes. No
Yeah.
worries. I've been taking notes, so it's not a huge deal. But the objectives you have is you need to get an approved base of operations. You have to get a sponsor from one of White Eye's nobility. If you guys are wondering what White Eyes are, they are the Fold. Basically, when the Fold invaded, they took a bunch of corpses and then put souls in them that didn't belong there. Their distinguishing feature is their eyes are pure white, no pupil or anything like that. So that they're like basically you're able to look at their eyes and know that they're quote unquote Fold nobility because they're bodied.
sponsor. So we need sponsorship or approval.
You need a sponsor from one of them.
Sponsor. Okay.
Yeah.
White Eyes sponsorship.
You need 5,000 gold for the licensing fees.
Oh shit! I thought it was 500 because when he said we had 1050, I was like, oh hell, where can we put that guy? Okay.
No, you need 5,000 total. There is a fee to put your charter in, but Lursik said he'll cover it. It won't be coming out of the treasury currently.
Mm-hmm.
But that 1050 is meant for repairs to the Rosebud, any equipment you guys want to buy, and basically it's your pool of money right now.
Mm-hmm.
You guys did number 4 right now, writing the guild charter. Lursik said he'll scribe something out real quick for the charter. But the last thing is you need to hire and appoint guild stewards for the remaining positions in the guild, which is something that we'll go over when you guys finally have enough people for who's going where and what like strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that.
And how many other positions do we need to fill?
Good question. Let me pull up my other doc.
So
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 currently. Those are basically officer positions. Then you need to have like fill out your roster of like guild members that are like your padfoots and all that stuff, like the people doing the actual work. But those are like you need 4 more positions filled. Let me double check that. No, you're head of R&D, so we have 3 more.
I feel like that's my thing, right? Because I'm head of recruitment and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually public relations. If you want to be recruiter, you're more than welcome to.
So, I thought, didn't we establish that the Rosebud was going to be our approved base of operations, or do we need to get that stamped by somebody?
You need to get the place looked at, and you need to get approval from the Guild of Guilds. But you don't need to use the Rosebud. You could go find somewhere else. This place is a shithole, and you basically would have to put a bunch of money in to fix it up versus maybe like going to rent a place for, some gold every month. So it depends on how you play it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you might get a contractor out here to look at all of the busted floorboards and stuff and then realize, oh, it'd be way cheaper if we did it this way. Or, oh, we actually have an infestation of Fae.
Gents, what would you like to do?
I don't know. What's the electrum per square foot cost of rent in a city of this size? Seriously, how big of a city? Neptune's huge, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the main city of the main, like Asunrik is the continent, and this is basically like the main hub of the continent is Asun, specifically Neptune. Like this is like the place where you know when kids are going to like I'm gonna go to Harvard. Neptune is where Harvard is. So the Academy for Wizards and Witches is here, as well as the Military Academy.
I mean, we can go take a look at a couple other places and run the numbers, but I'm okay with gentrifying this place. I like the idea that it's got. I mean, it's on a nice plot of the building may be shoddy, but it's a nice plot of land. It's got a tree for the Druid to sleep under and ample space for future potential dead guild members. So,
I'm also about building up the building that we have around.
I'm weirdly excited about the graveyard. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That is a little weird. I don't know about that, man.
I love it. Yeah, I'll add more. I'll work on my map and give you guys your own personal space to customize or whatever. But
So, next session, what do we want to do as our main objective for that session?
I
We
think
have-
we need to go out into the town and make money.
Make
Yes.
money?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that's a
5,000 gold for the
licensing fee, yeah.
yeah. I think that it's a double-edged sword where we can earn a little cash and start to build up our reputation around town.
Okay. Cool. As long as we stick to that objective.
I'm making you.
Good.
I'm not
Alex.
letting you.
Good.
I'm not letting you walk in and be like, "This is what we're gonna do." And I'm
Good.
gonna send the audio to Tony. That way he can listen to it and add things or subtract things that he wants. I'm not saying he has like complete control, but I'm saying like if it's reasonable, I'll be like, "All right, guys, how about this?" Tony says this kind of thing.
I'm pretty adamant on the kidney stab, but okay. As long as there is a kidney stab somewhere in the chart, I'm good.
You'll definitely have a kidney snap.
All right.
Well, I suppose a kidney stab could be the second strike for stealing from the guild.
See, I'm glad you're coming around.
The first would be broken fingers. Second would be a kidney stab. We'll have a cleric on hand to heal them. And then third, they get stripped of titles, money, and equipment, and they're kicked out.
I like the idea of the third or the ultimate offense on the stealing being the bounty, where we hunt them down.
Oh, yeah, the bounty too.
Yeah,
Sorry, yes, the
yeah,
bounty too. They're stripped of everything, bounty placed, and then, like Zach said, we'll give them like a day or two head start, and then we're going after them, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's some story potential there. Yeah,
Yeah. Plus, it's what if you guys end up stealing from the guild?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't appreciate the insinuation.
Make sure he's not cooking the books, guys.
A rogue embedded with embezzlement?
Yeah, we only have 950 in our treasury right now. We don't have much gold to steal to begin with. That's a joke because there's actually 1050.
Fantasy Ponzi scheme. As long as we keep recruiting and promise a return that you're not going to see anywhere else.
So we have. Wait, you're saying that we have a little over 1,000 gold right now?
Mhm.
So we only need 4,000 to cover the fees.
Yes, but you also need to get the fees are basically the end game. Like you need to make sure all the other stuff is filled out before you get make sure you have the money because you need to fix up the Rosebud or purchase another property, and then you also need to make sure you have enough equipment for your guild members and all that kind of stuff.
Should we start with the sponsorship? I feel like the sponsorship is going to be the biggest thing to do first before money and name recognition.
We can go charm some weird alien zombie.
I'm just throwing that out
let's
there.
go find some sponsors.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out another option. If you guys want to stick with the earn money name recognition thing, I'm cool with that.
I feel like
Sponsorship give us money, right?
No,
No.
The sponsorship is basically like I approve these it's just like an endorsement. It really should be endorsement. Sponsorship's not a good word. It's an endorsement from a noble.
Yeah, and I feel like if we're just randos walking in, I'm going to have 3 times manipulative, which I'm capable of being, than if we had a little bit of a resume to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's cool. I'm cool with that.
So next mission is your first job.
Yes, that's
All right.
exciting.
Good deal. I already have that planned, so
Very cool.
You're welcome.
that makes my life easier. Because I'm gonna let them have character do things their way, but we are doing the first job next session. The way I'm going to roll sessions is time will pass between sessions. It's not going to be sometimes it is going to be where you guys left off exactly, but this is going to be like a week later or 2 weeks later. And I'm gonna every session, if there is time between 2 sessions, I'm gonna ask you what you're doing during that time. It might be the night we end, or it might be the beginning of session. Like, what did you do the last 2 weeks? And I'll let you guys do roles like Turner saying, "Hey, I want to find the paperwork to get done faster." I'm gonna say, "Hey, how did you do it?" And then we'll do some roles and do a little like one-on-one role playing kind of thing.
Cool.
So, I hope you guys like that idea.
I'm totally down for that.
All right. But I think we have a good start of the guild. We got a charter, got some rules. You guys will learn more about Lursik and Ullman and Rose and Tide Shallow. Sorry, in the coming weeks, and I'm real jazzed about it.
Excellent.
Do you guys have any questions for me before we cut this out so Joel can go to bed?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think we're good.
If I think of anything, I'll just send you a message.
Sounds good. All right, guys.
All right, man. I feel like I'm going to be asking a lot of zone property questions as we get into this. So
I'll be prepared. I'm going to brush up on my zoning laws.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, be prepared because I'm going to get into some of the weird nitty gritty. I'm sorry, you've tapped into that for this character.
The HOA laws.
So is Rose leasing this? Does she have the deed? Where does she keep the deed? We own the in-nows, fella. That's where I'm with some of this stuff, just for the record. So
I already have that information written down. So
excellent. We'll discuss. All right, thanks.
All right. Well, we'll talk some more over chat and next week on the next episode of Friends of Layers.